Stand up, take a good look in the mirror. Tell me who do you see? Keep your head up, reflect on who you are. Yeah, that's you, bold as can be. Every feature on your face, your ears, your eyes, your nose, your teeth are as perfect as can be. So sing, I'm brave, I'm strong, I'm loved, I'm smart, and I'm unique. And there's no one else in the whole wide world exactly like me. Speak a little bit louder. The world is waiting on your voice. Be true to what you have to say. You know you've got the power, but only you can make the choice to do it your own way. The world's an oyster, you're the pearl. At who you really are, unfurl. Just be exactly who you are. Be proud and say, I'm brave, I'm strong, I'm loved, I'm smart, and I'm unique. And there's no one else in the whole wide world exactly like me. I'm brave, I'm strong, I'm loved, I'm smart, and I'm unique. And there's no one else in the whole wide world exactly like me. I'm brave, I'm strong, I'm loved, I'm smart, and I'm unique.
Hello everyone, welcome back for another terrific Tuesday here on Moments with Miss McGrew. It's Tuesday, so you know what that means. It's mail time. Let's see what we have today. Gotta get my post box here. I'm really excited to see what you've come up with this week. Let me get my glasses. Alrighty. It looks like I have 2 letters today to answer. Here's my first one. Dear Mrs. McGrew, what are your dog's names? Love, a second grader. Second graders, thank you for taking a moment to ask about me. Well, you may have seen them in our videos a couple of times. My 2 dogs, the red one, that's a boy. His name is Hitchcock. And he's been in my family for almost 10 years. So he is a very good friend of mine. The little one you may have seen, who's black and white and fluffy and full of energy. She's 4 years old and her name is Caprica. And she is my crazy, energetic little friend that keeps me on my toes. Do you have any animals at home? I'd love to hear about them. Or even better yet, if you could send me some pictures. I love animals. I think it's important that we as people look out for other creatures that need our help. Animals can't take care of themselves. So it's important for us to treat animals with kindness and be responsible for them and to help them to have the best life possible. That's something that I'm really passionate about. I hope that you can share your stories about taking care of animals and responsibility with me. And maybe we can take a look one week at being a responsible pet owner. Because I know it sounds like fun, but what are some of the things you have to do when you're a pet owner? You have to feed them, make sure they have water, make sure they go to the vet if they're not feeling well. If you have a dog, you have to walk them, you have to clean up after them. So it's a lot of fun, and I wouldn't trade it for the world, but it also takes a lot of responsibility. So if you're thinking about getting a pet, make sure you think, am I really ready to take care of this animal who's going to rely on me for love and care? Thank you, second grader, for asking about my dogs. I love to talk about them. They are important members of my family. All right, let's see what else we have today. Got another one. Dear Mrs. McGrew, how do you feel when things get too hard? It's a really good question. Matter of fact, there's a couple questions in here, so maybe I'll go through them one at a time. Well, when things get too hard, I think just like you, I can sometimes get frustrated or overwhelmed. It can be really tough. And in fact, I was having one of those mornings this morning. I was having one of those mornings where it was really tough for me to get organized. I was having one of those days where it just felt like everything I was trying to do was too big, too hard, too much. So the first thing I did when I realized my thoughts were stuck in that negative, what am I going to do mode? I had to stop. I had to take a deep breath, and I had to actually walk away and do something different for a few minutes. Just a couple minutes to help my brain get unstuck. So for me, I actually took a break to watch some of your videos because you make me smile, and it helped me to get my brain back on track and tackle that really tough project that I was having such a hard time with this morning. So let's see what the next part says. Do you give up? Or do you keep going and never give up? Well, pushing the pause button, I think, is very different than giving up, right? When I push the pause button, what I'm saying is, I'm going to come back to this. I am not stopping. I am going to break, pause. Just like when you pause a movie, you're saying, I'm going to come back and finish watching this. I didn't stop it. I didn't return it. I paused. It gives me a place where I can come back to. So that's something that's important to me, something that helps me a lot. I try not to give up on things. I try not to just get overwhelmed and decide not to do it anymore. But sometimes I need to pause, and sometimes I need to ask for help. When it really gets too hard, I may need to reach out to someone and get help. But it's important to recognize that's not the same as quitting. And then finally, put these back on one more time. Fifth grader says, if this helped, remember, never give up. Fifth grader, thank you for the advice. I definitely think that's helpful. We all need to hear that sometimes, right? All of us find ourselves sometimes in these projects, taking on new things, learning new things that maybe are a little bit tricky for us. And it's important that we recognize that while it might be overwhelming right now, there are things that we can do to talk ourselves through it and get the help that we need. This reminds me of a video I once saw involving our class dojo ninjas. So I think we should take a look at that and see what Mojo does when he gets stuck. Let's take a look.
Chapter 1. Mojo discovers a secret about his brain. A secret that will change the way he looks at the world forever. Our story begins with Mojo, a friendly monster who loved school, especially math. Until one day, when something terrible happened. The math problems got harder. Nothing made sense anymore. Mojo had a devastating thought. He just wasn't smart enough for school. It seemed the only reasonable thing to do was pack his things and leave forever. Just then, he heard his friend Katie laughing. "Mojo, you can't just give up," she said. "I have no choice, Katie," said Mojo. "You're either born smart or you're not. And I realize today that I'm not." Mojo, that's not how it works, said Katie. Anyone can be smart. You just have to work at it. Psh, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, said Mojo. It's not ridiculous, it's science, said Katie. Neuroscientists studied the brain for years and discovered an incredible secret: that your brain is like a muscle. When you try challenging things, like those hard math problems, you're giving your brain the exercise it needs to get stronger, which makes you smarter. Ooh, is that really true? Said Mojo. Of course, said Katie. It's like how when you were a baby, you didn't know how to talk. But you kept trying, exercising your brain, until one day you could. Mojo! Mojo couldn't believe what he was hearing. If your brain was really like a muscle, did that mean anyone could become smarter? Even him? He turned to ask Katie, but just then, she had to be off to her next class. But maybe you can answer Mojo's question. What do you think? Can Mojo become smarter? What about you? Now that's an interesting question indeed.
What did you think of that video? Did you see how even Mojo could get stuck sometimes? And how he needed the support of his friend Katie to give him some really good advice and teach him a little bit about our brain. Did you know that our brain is just like any other muscle in our body? If I want big, strong arms, I have to do something about it. Laying around and watching TV all day isn't going to make my arms strong. I need to lift some weights. I need to do some jumping jacks, all those wonderful things I know you're learning in health and PE. My brain is the same way. If things are hard for me, that means that my brain is growing. I'm pushing my brain to build those muscles, build those connections. And every time I try something hard, I get better. My brain gets stronger. So when I find myself facing something hard, just like I was earlier today, I need to remind myself, right now, I'm becoming a stronger person because I am willing to tackle this tough challenge. I wonder what's challenging you today. I wonder what challenge you can commit to tackling this week. Remember that every day you are growing stronger, you are growing smarter, you are growing more compassionate just by practicing. I thank you for your bravery and your courage to try new things and for being here with me today on Moments with Miss McGrew. I see you. I appreciate your effort. And remember, just like a fifth grader says, never give up. Keep trying. And know that sometimes all we need is a little help from our friends. I'm so glad that you were here to help me today, friends. And I look forward to seeing you next time. This has been Moments with Miss McGrew. Bye.